Well, good morning and welcome to Zen Live on this beautiful Friday morning. It's overcast. Maybe it'll rain today. And well, I come here usually. It's 8 o'clock, and I get up. I come downstairs at around 6:15. I meditate in the morning. I wake up early. Come down and I turn on Morning Joe, and then I get my inspirational reading for the morning. And I say, well, should I watch Morning Joe and Trump, or go on the front porch and fall into a contemplative state? You see the two worlds right there. The world of politics and the current day and the current moment and the anxiety and the confusion and the worry and the future and the past and the whole show that is like a Groundhog Day of constant focus and anxiety and confusion. And then I go and say, okay, I'm going to go to the porch. And I go to the front porch, and the crepe myrtles are dripping with raspberry grapes. And I have a couple of resident mockingbirds and some cardinals. And of course the crows are in the distance having their Morning Joe. And the cars, I'm on Main Street, and the small town, but there's a lot of traffic on Main Street. And I live in a house over 100 years old where the front porch was the witness of horses and buggies. Imagine that. On the same front porch where I sit and where trucks and traffic go by, once horse and buggies plodded by, perhaps on a dirt road, because the house was built in 1903, which was before cars came to Blackstone. So there's a timelessness in the front porch. And then inside the TV, I'm in time, I'm in history, and it's contracting, and it's disturbing. And it's it's terrorizing in the sense, that, oh my God, they're just talking about nuclear war like it was a TV show, an action movie, and it's almost like we're living in a movie. We're living in an action TV show. Movies. Well, we don't have. For I don't know how long have we had these movies that come up about the end of the world. Either it's Poseidon or the Inferno, or all these rapture movies, the end of the world, and then the science fi movies with the War of the Worlds and the end of the war, the cosmic clash of opposites, good and evil, and always the hero who saves the day, you see. So all of these, you realize this goes all the way back to Zoroastrianism, the ancient Persian religion of Zoroaster, which was maybe 1,000 years before BC. This was the mythology of the cosmic war of good and evil, and the Armageddon and the end of times, and the final war, and it's still going on. It's still going on. But the hero comes to save the day in these stories, you see. The Christ comes to save the day. Mel Gibson comes to save the day. Whatever. The hero is even in Avatar, the hero comes to save the day, you see. So there's always this heroic savior in this mythology, you see. And even Trump was elected because, for some, he was a heroic savior. He would come to save us from the war of good against evil, against good against Obama or whatever, or Hillary, you see. So this mythology of the clash of opposites, this duel of night and day, this duel of opposites is always relieved by some hero who comes in from the west, who is born again, who the avatar, God descends to save the earth when it's in trouble, is part of the Indian mythologies. The avatar comes again and again and again when the world is in trouble to restore balance. In Avatar, the movie Avatar, the mother restores balance, you see. And here, and then yesterday, so let me connect some dots. So sitting on my porch, I feel a sense of timelessness. Isn't that interesting, where you can go, you know, you're in the house, your house is your world. You've got your duties. I've got a faucet I've got to replace in the bathroom. You've got your meals, you've got your cleaning up, you've got your duties, you got your conflicts, you got surprises, people come, people go. So the house is kind of like your world, a manifestation of the whole cosmos. We're in the house, you see. And it's good to have a place where there's a sense of timelessness. The front porch, the back porch, a place in the yard. I have a meditation room upstairs with some African violets in the eastern window. And so I meditate in the morning when the sun rises. But it's good to have a place of timelessness. But yet the ultimate place of timelessness is inside. So it's portable. A portable place of timelessness. A portable place, a portable retreat. Where the world does not consume you. Anyway, so connecting some dots. Yesterday my wife came home with some glasses, and they looked like maybe a little package of sunglasses. Looked like the little glasses you put for 3D movies. She said, "Oh, this is for the eclipse." Oh, the eclipse is coming. And then I was this morning contemplating the connecting dots with the eclipse. Everybody will go. People will travel to the point where the eclipse is total. Here in Blackstone, I think we get 3/4 of an eclipse. But even then, I remember an eclipse. I saw one. And it's a mystical thing. It's a mystical moment when the sun dims and the streetlights come on, and the birds stop singing. The birds think it's night. The birds shut up. And the whole world dims. And there's a pause. There's a pause. A contemplation. A pause of awe. Will the sun come back? Is it gone? Oh, wait. There, it's coming back. The light's coming back. A sliver, a bigger piece of pie, a bigger one, and finally the shade leaves and the sun returns. But for a moment, kind of an extended moment, I mean it lasts for a few minutes, I don't know how long it lasts, but for a moment, it's like great art. It's like Avatar, the movie Avatar, when you see the floating mountains. Oh. You see, the moment of great art is an eclipse of what? An eclipse of the ego. So the eclipse is that timeless place dramatized for us in the big show, the sun and the moon, you see, the big show. It's kind of like the big show that we assume is always going to be light and sun during the day, moon at night. Two opposites. But when the eclipse comes, the opposites meet. So it's kind of like I hope I'm not rambling here. I want to get back to connecting the dots between the cosmic war of good and evil and also the war or the pair of opposites of night and day. Cole Porter, night and day, you are the one. I connect that up with the eclipse. There's night, it's always night, and then night gives up to day. And then you have day and the sun, and then the day, the sun gives up to night. And then the moon rises, and night, the music of the night, the Phantom of the Opera, the music of the surrender to the music of the night, and then the night surrenders to day. And so these are like, well, yeah, it's like that. All right, day and night, and they move in balance. They move in a beautiful dance of the day eating up the night, and then the night eating up the day. Each eats the other, but they can't hold it, you see. It's not permanently night and permanently day. The sun eats the night eats the day. Which is eating which? We don't know. You see, so is the day when the sun has eaten the night the moon? Or is the moon when the sun has eaten, in other words, is that you get the feeling here is that which is one or the other. Just like here, who am I? Do you see an old woman or a young woman? If you hold your vision on the young woman, big nose, eye, the young woman appears. Here's her ear and her eye, you see. So they go back and forth, back and forth. And so the whole cosmos, the earth, is a dance of night and day, each chasing the other to be the one. Night and day, you are the one. So we get back to Cole Porter when he's saying the one is not the day or the night, you see. When they're chasing each other, the sun wants to be the one, so it's trying to eat the night. Or the night wants to be the one, so it tries to eat the day. You see how this, either way, you're looking at it from different, it's like two coins, it's like a coin. Both you look at the head side or you look at the tail side. But what is the one? What is the one? You see, there must be one. Let there be one is the commandment of the cosmos and of life itself. There can only be one, and yet there are two. So this dance of light and day, of the moon and the sun, this is ancient mythology. All the mythologies go back to this, because this is what primitive man saw. This beautiful story of the dance between the sun and the moon. The sun was the sun god, the moon was the goddess. God and the goddess dancing like Fred and Ginger Rogers. Dancing like Fred and Ginger Rogers in this beautiful cosmic dance, you see. And the goddess represents the dying and resurrected sun, because she dies. The moon is the son of the goddess, and the moon dies into the tomb for 3 days, and then the light rises, you see. So the dying and resurrected sun, which is associated with Christ, you see, is the son of the goddess, the virgin. You see how all these plays, this ancient mythology plays out even today in our own everyday world. So now we have night and day, you are the one. So the one, night and day, you are the one, the one, the one. Let there be one. What does this one mean? It means when night is day and day is one. But in the form of the world, in everyday world, these two cannot be held together. Night and day are separate. Yet there is a one. There must be a one. There has to be a one. Where is it? Where is the one when you have two, night and day? Well, this is why the eclipse is a metaphor, a dramatic metaphor for the one, because you see, when you have this night and day here, I'll just draw it here. You see, night and day, you're the one, okay? Night and day, you are the one. At the eclipse, it becomes one. You have the eclipse, and if you watch an eclipse, it's going to look like this. It'll be dark with a little rim of light, you see. So there's a little glow behind, in the total eclipse, there's a glow of light behind. This is like the god and goddess are making love, and this is their orgasm. Ah, we're one, you see. They're chasing each other all through the years. They chase each other. The god chases the goddess chases the god. Or the god chases the goddess flees. So he can't quite catch her. He can't quite catch her. She's always just a little step ahead. She invites him, she entices him, and he runs after her. And this is the dance of the cosmos. After the eclipse, they come together. Ah, for a moment, night and day is the one. For a moment, night and day is the one. And this is the timeless moment, you see, because the dance between the sun and the moon, the chasing of the god and the goddess, the play of sex, it's all very erotic, you know. This is what eroticism is. Eroticism is the energy of the universe, where the goddess teases and beckons, and yet she won't be caught. So she is chased, but she always is one step ahead. She keeps changing her form. There's an Indian myth of this where the god chases, the male chases the female, but the female god enters into the game. And he keeps changing into she keeps changing into another form. So she is always one form ahead. So the game, it's the game that never ends until you have an eclipse. And I guess this is why this is like great art. The eclipse is like the art of the cosmos. The eclipse is when the god and the goddess, the sun and the moon, become one. Finally, for a moment. Ah, you know, a cosmic orgasm. Ah, we're one, you see. And that is great art, is that. Great art is the eye of the eye of spirit, the eye of contemplation. Like Avatar, when you see the floating mountains. Oh, I've never seen anything like that. Awesome. Go to the Grand Canyon. You walk up and finally you come to, oh, your mind stops. The eclipse of the mind is when the ego, the little sun god in the head, stops, is eclipsed. The little sun god of the ego, our little consciousness, roams the world looking for the one. But it can't find it. It's a new car. When I get the new car, it'll be, it gets the new car. And there's a momentary, but then, where is the one? Where did she go? Where did the one go? The sun god says. And so he chases a new house. He chases a new landscaped garden, a new kitchen. It chases a new whatever. It's the shape, the forms keep changing. The one keeps changing its form. We keep chasing it. Where is the eclipse? Where is the one? Where is the final orgasm? Where is permanence? Where is permanent oneness? Where is the one? The ego says. So it chases time, it chases form through time endlessly in exile. Adam and Eve in exile from the one, chasing the elusive one through time, you see. It all plays out. It's all a great cosmic show if you connect the dots. So when you find that timeless place, maybe on your front porch, maybe in a meditation room, maybe in a chair, maybe in your backyard, maybe you go somewhere to the beach, maybe you go to the mountains, you find a lake, you find a cabin, you find an overlook, you find the eclipse somewhere where you can go, no more chasing, no more chasing, no more of the sun chasing the moon, no more time, no more the hound chasing the stag, no more fleeing my past, no more chasing the future, no more contraction, no more suffering. Let there be one. Night and day, let there be one. So the eclipse is like that, and I associate this with the Christ. So the eclipse is the Christ. In the sense that, yeah, I spelled it right, okay. Okay, well, I'm running, I try to keep my talks into 30 moments. So maybe we'll pick this up later. So you can see where we're trying to find that, that I see, I'm at rest, this timeless opening of the spirit eye that sees the oneness everywhere instead of chasing it in time. The oneness is now. The oneness, night and day, is now. And this metaphor of the eclipse is basically, it's a metaphor. It's a real eclipse, but at the same time, it points to something far greater, metaphorically. It points to the longing of the heart for the one. And that moment when the God and the goddess, when spirit and form, when night and day, light and night, day and night, all they come together and catch each other. And you go, there is no more seeking, no more chasing the one. I am the one. You are the one. So stop chasing yourself. You are the one. You are the world, and the world is you. You are the one. And this is experienced in moments that we really have to fall into, because you can't seek it in time. You have to trip and stumble into it. I am the one. So, thank you for dropping in, and I'll see you